Okay, this is exercise 7.2. We'll do some problems from Q1 and Q2. We'll do some even numbered problems since the odd numbered problems are for homework. Now this is the first exercise where we're going to be looking at quantifiers. Alright, now the word quantity just means how many, and that's what a quantifier is. It's a specification of how many. Now there's potentially, as many quantifiers as there are numbers, which is infinite, right? You could have a quantifier that says there is 1x, there are 2x, there are 3x, etc. But we're going to focus on two quantifiers, the universal quantifier, which is all, usually translated as all or every, and the existential quantifier, which is some, or there is at least one. Our domain here that we're quantifying over is everything. That's what UD stands for. These are our predicates, right? Remember, predicates are always uppercase and they go first. These are our subjects, always lowercase, and they go second. All right. So a quantifier then is generally going to go at the beginning of a sentence. All right. So everything is blue. Now the way you write that is for all x. All right. Everything here, that's a universal quantifier, and that's written as an upside down capital A. Since I can't do that easily on the keyboard, I'm just going to use capital letter A. All right. So for all x, x is blue. All right. So again, this should be an upside down capital letter A, the universal quantifier. If you look in the textbook, you'll see it like that. For homework, though, you can just use the uppercase A. Alright, so for all x, bx. So for all x, x is blue. Everything is blue. Okay, next one. Some things are blue, and Batman is one of those things, right? So now some is the existential quantifier, and that's generally symbolized with the backwards capital letter E. But again, since that's not easy on a keyboard, we'll just use a regular capital letter E. And this quantifier then says some x, or at least 1x. So for some x, we want to say they're blue. Some x, x is blue. You can put it right next to it or put a space, whatever you want. So some things are blue. That's what that says. But of course, we also want to say, and Batman is one of those things, meaning one of those things that are blue. So Batman is blue. Okay. So remember, uppercase B is blue, lowercase b is Batman. So some things are blue and Batman is blue. Okay, next one. Not everything is blue, but some things are red. So again, our but here indicates a conjunction. First conjunct, not everything is blue. Okay, if we're going to say everything is blue, upside down capital A for all x, bx. Alright? That says everything is blue, or for all x, x is blue. We want to say that's not the case, though. So we put the negation out front. So that says not the case that for all x, x is blue. It's not the case, everything is blue. But some things are red. Now some things, backwards E, which I'll write as forwards, some x are red. So remember, R, capital R is red. And we're just talking about some things. Okay? So not everything is blue, and some things are red. Okay, now this says everything is not fast. Now, there's a difference between not everything and everything is not. Right? If I said, not everyone at OCC is male, that's true, right? Because there are many females. So not everyone is male is true, but all students are not male is false. That would say there are no males, basically. So not everything and everything not are two different sentences, and they need to be translated different. So everything is not fast. We want to say for all x, it's not the case that x is fast. So notice the negation. So I use the uppercase V there, which is also okay. I mean, uppercase V looks a bit like the upside down letter A, right? So for all x, it's not the case that x is fast, right? And everything is not blue. So for all x, it's not the case that x is blue. Okay, and again, that's different. So if I did this, not ax fx and not ax bx, these are different, right? This one says everything is not fast and everything is not blue, but this one down here says it's not the case that everything is fast and it's not the case that everything is blue. Now, I mean, one way to think about this is this sentence is false, right? It says everything is not fast, and that's false. There are things that are fast, right? The light travels at the speed of light. It's very fast. So this sentence here is false, but this sentence down here is true. It's not the case that everything is fast. That's true. Some things are fast, but it's not the case that everything is fast. And again, same with the second part. It's not the case that everything is blue. That's true. But everything is not blue is false, because there are some things that are blue. Okay, so this is an important difference. Not everything, or not all, and everything not, or all or not. Those are two different sentences. The negation goes on the left with the not everything or not all, and it goes inside for the all not. Okay, if everything is red, then nothing is blue. So notice we have a conditional here, right? The antecedent is what comes after the if and before the then. Everything is red. So for all x, x is red. And again, this is the upside down A, the universal quantifier. What comes after the horseshoe is nothing is blue. So again, if we did it like that, this says if everything is red, then everything is blue. We want to say nothing. Now if we put the negation here, that would say not everything. Again, that's different from nothing. So we need to put the negation inside, next to the B. Why am I? Negation's looking funny there. Okay, so if everything is red, then everything is not blue or nothing is blue. 12. Mount Everest is tall or nothing is tall. So now we have an or, which is, of course, the disjunction, lowercase, or the disjunction. So first, disjunct Mount Everest is tall. So notice there's no quantifier there at all. It's not saying everything or nothing. It's just plain old Mount Everest is tall. So the predicate is tall is uppercase T. I'm assuming. I'll have to go back and look. Yeah, so X is tall and Mount Everest is lowercase e. So TE. So that's another mistake sometimes students make is you're going along and you're doing quantifier, 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 and then you run into a sentence like Mount Everest is tall and you try to put a quantifier in there somehow. Remember, you only need a quantifier if there's an all, or a some, or not all, or none, or nothing. Something that specifies quantity. Mount Everest is tall, there's nothing specifying quantity. So it's just uppercase T, lowercase e. Now, after the disjunction there, nothing is tall, we do need a quantifier. And again, for all x, if we did this, it would say Mount Everest is tall or everything is tall. I use a lowercase b again. Okay, so we don't want to say everything, we want to say nothing. Okay, and again, if you put the negation out here, that would say Mount Everest is tall or not everything is tall. But we don't want to say not everything is tall, we want to say nothing. So we need to put the negation inside. Okay. So another way, if you do this, that is basically saying not all. If you do this, that's saying none. So negation to the left means of the universal quantifier means not all. Negation to the right of the universal quantity means quantifier means none. If everything is tall, then nothing is not tall. Okay. So again, it's a conditional. So horseshoe. Antecedent is what comes after the if and before the then. So everything is tall. So for all x, x is tall. The consequent is everything after the then. Nothing is not tall. Alright. So there's two negations there, which makes it a little tricky. So let's first do everything is not tall. So for all x, not tx. See, that says if everything is tall, then nothing is tall, right? But we want to say nothing is not tall. So we need another negation there. Alright, so nothing is a negation, not is a negation. So if everything is tall, then nothing is not tall. Okay, 16, at least one thing is fast. And if this is true, then Batman is blue. Okay, so we've got a conjunction. Our and there suggests conjunction, right? And then notice after our and we have an if-then sentence. So after our and we're going to have a conditional. Before our and, at least one thing is fast. So remember the existential quantifier means some or at least one. So if we want to say at least one thing is fast, there exists an x such that x is fast. So that's our first conjunct. Easy enough. Okay, and if this is true, if what is true? If at least one thing is fast. So if this is true, if at least one thing is fast, then Batman is blue. So there again, there's no quantifier, right? Is blue, capital B, Batman, lowercase b. Okay, 18. Spider-Man is tall and fast if and only if Batman is tall and fast. Alright? So let's put our if and only if in there. So our first part here is Spider-Man is tall and fast. So again, notice there's no quantifier there. There's no nothing, everything, all, none. It's just Spider-Man is tall and Spider-Man is fast. Right? So is tall, capital T, S, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is tall and Spider-Man is fast. Okay, if and only if, then what comes after that? Batman is tall and fast. So again, no quantifiers. Batman is tall and Batman is fast. Okay? So don't look for places to put quantifiers when there's no need for them. Alright, last one, number 20. I'm running out of time, so this will probably be the last one to do for 7.2. Or sorry, 7.1 Q2. Everything is either blue or red. So everything for all x. Alright. And now we have either or. Now here we need to put parentheses. For all x, x is either blue or x is red. It's important to have the parentheses. In fact, it would be wrong if you didn't have the parentheses because the quantifier here controls what the x is, right? This means basically everything for all x. So everything is blue or everything is red. If you didn't have the parentheses, this would basically say everything is blue or redness, right? The quantifier, which is here, loses its scope once you hit an operator that's outside of parentheses. Okay.